anyone here who isn't token, actually. So it's nice to be out with people again, isn't it? I was stuck home for so long. I started doing things I never thought I would do. Like one day, just for the hell of it, I decided to see how much sushi I could eat in an hour without passing out. I called that Squid Game. I tried investing online, but as you probably know, in order to become successful, you have to get to really know the product. I chose cannabis stocks. I ended up buying high and selling low, and after all my profits go up in smoke. And talk about the munchies, it made me wish I had more sushi. I started a YouTube channel, but I didn't know what to post, so I just sat around getting drunk. Now thousands of people are tuning in and drinking with me, which makes me an under the influencer. I wrote a rap song, because I figured it would help me hook up with some of those hot rap chicks, you know? But let me tell you, those girls will give you a workout. You gotta do cardio if you want to do Cardi B. Or else you end up with the cardiologist. But now things are opening up, so I decided to spruce up my plates a little and finally make the big move and get rid of my collection of VHS porn. I had all the top titles: On Golden Blonde, Goodwill Humping, Saturday Night Beaver. But I tried to take, it's not as easy to get rid of them as you think. I tried to take them to the library, but they wouldn't accept them. Apparently the librarian already had all those titles on Blu-ray. But COVID was scary, wasn't it? For a while I worried I had COVID because they say you lose your sense of taste. Have you seen how I dress? Actually, how do you guys like the jacket? Yeah. Spiffy, right? I got this from the thrift shop at Assisted Living. I buy clothes that 70-year-olds give away, which means I'm not as hip as a guy with a hip replacement. But COVID affected everything, even which gang you're in was based on which vaccine you've taken. You got the 3 families of COVID. You got the Pfizers fighting the Modernas. Then you got the scariest gang of all, the Johnson & Johnsons, because they could take out with one shot. I even read about this skydiving school that now requires all of their students to wear masks throughout the entire training process. Now let's think about this for a minute. They'll let you jump out of planes, but not without a mask, because that's dangerous. But everybody's had a rough year. Have you seen what things cost now? Have you seen what gas costs? It's cheaper to just do coke and run everywhere. Have you seen the cost of breast implants now? Talk about inflation. All right, so do we have any couples here in the audience tonight? I heard some kind of painful sound. Who we have? Anybody will admit to it? You know? Yeah. How much time you guys have in? 2 years. That's impressive. Let's give her a hand. And shortly after this, the sex is going to stop, so the guy's going to need that hand. But, you know, relationships are tough, and the reason they don't last is because men and women do them differently. I was out with a girl last week, and she said to me, "There's nothing like making love to your best friend." What the hell was she doing with my best friend? Have you ever seen my best friend? He's this guy named Rocco. He looks like a hairy beach ball with legs. What about online dating? Any of you guys try that? I met a girl online last week. We were both waiting online in Walgreens. But I don't like hooking up with a girl who I meet in a drugstore until I find out what the drug she's taking her for. And you can't come around and ask, you know, because that's rude. You gotta be subtle, you know, like, "Nice day we're having. Do you like sports? What disease do you have?" "Oh, excuse me, I forgot an item." "No, don't save my spot online. I'll go wait on another line at another store." I've watched a lot of TV this past year, as I'm sure many people have, and I like TV. But there are some things about it I just don't get. Like the commercials for the Psychic Friends Network. Why does a psychic need a commercial? Don't they already know if you're going to call? And they always say 99 cents a minute, call as often as you like they're doing you a favor taking your money. 99 cents a minute, that's $60 an hour. I can get a lawyer to lie to me for 50. Speaking of TV, here's a question for the ladies. Have you ever noticed when a salesman tries to sell you a TV, they always measure the screen diagonally? That's because guys are always trying to convince you it's bigger than it really is. This is why women have such poor depth perception, because guys keep telling them that this is 8 inches. Any of my fellow Jews in the audience tonight? Oh, we got one guy. Nice to see you out on a Friday night. Drinking. You're going to hell, you know that, right? When you get there, look for me. I'll be the guy watching Pornhub on a flip phone. But that's a misconception anyway, because Jews can go out on Fridays. I consider myself to be an observant Jew. So on a Friday night when I'm in a strip club observing, and I see one of my friends or relatives there, they're not allowed to be there either, so who are they going to tell? It's the perfect crime. And it gives us something cool to wink at each other about at bar mitzvahs. I had a bar mitzvah, but there were no Jews there. It was all my father's army friends. He said to them, hey guys, want to go to a bar mitzvah? They said, sure, go to any bar you want. As long as his son's not there, because that kid's a pain in the ears. All right, so we have any young people in the audience? Where are my millennials?
Yeah. Oh.
Any gents on your father? Because the 90s were a blur. So are you good with technology? Well, I respect that, because technology scares the hell out of me. Every time I get a new device, I'm afraid I'm going to press the wrong button and bring down NASA. I have the world's oldest smart TV. And you know, they don't stay smart. My smart TV is now down to like a C student. I had to get it a Roku as a tutor. But smart TVs are amazing, you know? You can do anything with them. You can rent a movie, you can go online, but I find it all very confusing. The other day I was trying to rent the movie Single White Female, next thing I know I made a date on Tinder. But I'll take online dating any day over singles events because they lie to you about who's coming. I went to one where they said the crowd was going to be in their 30s and 40s. Turns out they were actually born in the 30s and 40s. One girl asked the DJ to play a song from when she was in high school. He put on Beethoven. And you meet a lot of freaks at those things. One girl was wearing 3 masks, one for each personality. But having multiple personalities isn't all bad, you know? Because it gives you a great excuse when you want to break up with somebody. Hey, it's not me, it's me. One girl kept asking me for meth. Is that considered speed dating? She told me she wanted to die a virgin. I said, cool, what color? So one girl backed me into a corner and said, hey, do you want to have kids one day? I said, sure, I'll take them for one day. I'll do a weekend. Just get them out of my house by Monday. I got racquetball. So I grew up in Brooklyn, New York.
Brooklyn?
You too?
Oh, no,
Yeah. You're just like yelling Brooklyn.
no, they can't tell me about Brooklyn.
Okay.
They told me to Philou, you know?
Very nice.
Brooklyn.
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 All right. Well, it was tough on the Jewish kids, you know, because we got picked on. Luckily, most people think I'm Italian, which is good, because girls like Italian guys. Because they figure even if we're no good in bed, at least we can fix their car or something, you know? But the Jewish people are not a mechanical people. You give a Jew a hammer and he auctions off a building. And I have to admit, I'm not at all handy. Every time I try to make a protein shake, it comes out of Long Island iced tea. Which is not a bad drink nutritionally when you think about it. Because the iced tea contains something from all 4 of the primary food groups: vodka, gin, rum, and tequila. It becomes a Brooklyn iced tea if you beat a guy up and take his. Another thing about the Jews, we have no sense of direction. It's true. My parents nicknamed me Jesus because every time I went to the store, they were hoping I'd come back. People always say to me, you seem like you've been around the block a few times. Of course I have, I'm lost. There have been no great Jewish explorers. You think of the names of the great explorers. You had Alexander the Great and Eric the Red. You never had Saul the Asthmatic. Myron the Mama's Boy, Barry the Bedwetter. Moses got lost in the desert for 40 years. 40 years. Was it that hard to find the deli? And when my lousy sense of direction really gets me in trouble is when I'm in the doctor's office and I'm trying to find my way out of the little room. I don't know about you, but the little room scares the hell out of me. I'll be in there just having received a thorough rectal exam. Which seems odd since the guy's a podiatrist. I should have known something was up when the doctor gave me flowers. So now the doctor's leaning back, smoking a cigarette, fanning himself, right? And I'm looking for the exit, only to be confronted by a maze of other little rooms. And like any self-respecting guy, I'll never admit that I'm lost. So every time I walk into the wrong little room by mistake, I end up playing it cool and agreeing to some unnecessary medical procedure. The same day I had a kidney taken out, another one put in, I had dialysis, electrolysis, and I was circumcised 3 times. If my sausage hadn't been whittled down to a cocktail, Frank, I'd still be there. Don't worry, I still got 8 inches left. So call me, 99 cents a minute. Chat with sexy circumcised singles in your area. Circumcision is an odd part of Judaism when you think about it. You thinking about it? And it makes us feel like we're not really part of the crowd. Like in high school, when the Catholic kids would be telling penis jokes, I always felt like I was missing a little something. Now, the guy who performs this ritual is called a moil. Who wakes up one day and decides this is what I want to do with my life? And what school do you go to for this? Could you imagine bringing your parents up on open school night to review your work? Could you imagine grading these final exams? Some guys pass, others don't make the cut. And what you really don't want to be is this guy's first customer. All right, I screwed up, so change his name to Amy, but I have more kids, I'll get better. All right, I had more circumcision jokes, but I cut them. Thank you. I will now turn the mic back